So can you change your insolvency practitioner after you've appointed them? Well, it depends. And it depends, particularly if we're talking about liquidating a company, what it depends on is at what stage in the process you happen to be. So, for example, if you've appointed a practitioner and they have not yet actually been appointed as the liquidator, then you can potentially change them. Okay? Much more difficult to do so if they have actually been appointed as liquidator. And if we are talking about an insolvent liquidation in particular, then if you as the director were the biggest creditor, for the sake of argument, which is perhaps a little unusual, but it's certainly not unknown, it does happen quite a bit, then you could in theory demand to convene a decision procedure, and provided you paid the deposit, then you could in theory change the insolvency practitioner or the liquidator through that mechanism. Now, there are issues associated with that in the sense that you might have to pay a deposit, you've got to have the certain threshold being above 25% or with other creditors. The alternative to that is if the liquidator has been appointed, you might have to do a court application, which is much trickier, very high bar to change an insolvency practitioner's liquidator in an insolvent liquidation when you are doing it through the court application process. The court's going to be generally reluctant. Alternative to that is you could actually just simply ask the insolvency practitioner to leave office and be replaced by somebody else, and depending on what's involved in the case, they may be prepared to do so, but it's not something to necessarily get your hopes up in relation to. If you're still in the pre-appointment phase, potentially much more straightforward, and potentially there's no barrier at that particular stage in the process. Questions, queries, concerns, give us a shout. We know insolvency inside out.